Yo. Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Ryujinx emulator. This is an emulator for the Nintendo Switch, and in the last few days to the last week, they released an absolutely incredible new update which dramatically improves their emulated CPU performance. This comes in the form of a brand new memory manager update, and on top of dramatically improving performance in pretty much every single game, it also does a lot of other cool things, like it dramatically boosts game loading and boot times, it speeds up like loading screens in games, and it also helps to reduce the amount of time it takes for their PPTC or persistent profiled translation cache. God, that's a mouthful. But yeah, basically, TLDR, this update makes this emulator a hell of a lot faster, a hell of a lot more user-friendly, and just way easier to use in general. Now, normally I make videos that kind of encompass a load of games on a new emulator's update, and while I probably will do that for this update, it really just takes up all of my time to do so. So for the first few days of this update's release, I just want to take a look at some of my favorite games. The first of those being Astral Chain, which is just one of the games that has seen a really big performance and usability improvement on this new change. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to be covering a lot of games in a more personal way, like I'm going to be doing with Astral Chain now. And if there are any games you'd like to see me test on this update, do let me know, because I'll probably test them out if you ask me. So yeah, anyway, let's take a look at Astral Chain. I'm going to test how it was working before and how it works now, and then I'm going to be doing some like high resolution testing where I'm going to see how it's running and performing at like the highest resolution I can basically push to a performance envelope that I want. So basically I'm going to see how high I can run the resolution at 60 frames per second. So yeah, let's jump across and take a look at the before versus after performance. Okay, so here we have before versus after. On the left, we have Ryujinx's latest master build from 2 days ago. And on the right, we have their very latest master build. This latest build contains the Power PR, or Performance Optimizations with Extensive Ramifications. Yet another mouthful, but yeah, as well as being a mouthful, it also delivered a massive performance improvement in this, and as I said in the beginning, pretty much every single game on this emulator. As you can see here, the performance difference at times is almost 2 times what it was before. Here you can see we're running at around 30 to 38 frames per second. Sometimes it drops lower than 30 at times. And here on the right, our lowest was like 55, I think, throughout this entire scene. And yeah, that's a pretty damn huge performance improvement. At times, the performance is double what it was on older builds. Okay, so onto some high resolution and high frame rate testing. For this one, the maximum resolution scale I was able to use was 3x resolution, which for Astral Chain, considering it's 900p native, is somewhere around 2700p, I think. I'm not sure if my math checks out there, but yeah, it's somewhere close to that, and it is a lot higher than 4K, a little bit lower than 5K, which would be 2880p, but yeah, it's still gonna look pretty damn amazing, so let's take a look. Like, how sick does that look? It's running at 2700p resolution, 60 frames per second. It's not 60 FPS locked, but in my experience, anything from 50 to 60 FPS in Astral Chain using this static FPS mod is pretty damn close to perfect, basically. You're not going to notice slowdowns that are in the 50s to 60 FPS. Gameplay is just pretty much perfect, and visually it looks basically flawless. Obviously, having an 11700K clocked at 5 GHz is helping my performance a lot. The GPU I'm using is a 3070, but performance doesn't really seem to be too dependent on your GPU. I do hope to do some testing on my 3600 1070 system, so keep your eyes peeled for any videos that I'm going to be throwing up using that system. But yeah, Astral Chain works phenomenally well on this new update. It is definitely something you should check out if you already have Ryujinx installed on your system. If you don't, I do already have an existing Ryujinx guide, which I'll probably throw in a link down in this video's description. I should probably update that guide since they've done a lot of changes in respect to how controllers work, and there's a lot of new settings since the changes from, well, yeah, the changes we're looking at in this video. So yeah, I should probably make a brand new Ryujinx guide. A few of my guides actually need updating, so yeah, that's something that you'll all need to keep your eyes peeled on in the next few days. As I said, if there are any games you want to see me test on any of my systems, the computers I have are a 4690K, a 3600, a 5800X, a 3700X, a 10700K, an 11700K, and I think I have a few other Intel CPUs lying around. So yeah, if there are any games or specific CPUs or systems you'd like to see me test, do let me know down below in the comments. Some games I'm obviously going to test are the likes of Super Mario Odyssey, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Age of Calamity, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Luigi's Mansion 3, and so on. But if there's anything I haven't listed there or before, do let me know down below in the comments, and if I can do so, and if I have that game obviously, I'll test it out for you, absolutely no problem at all. If you want to read a little bit more about this new performance improvement, their new LDN build, or the general optimizations to the emulator as of late, I will link an article down below for you to check out. As I said, I'm probably going to do a separate video where I take a look at a lot of titles, but yeah, for now at least, I'm just going to leave some gameplay of Astral Chain just as we're about to jump into some actual controlled gameplay, so you can see how the game plays, how it's running, and just what kind of general experience you can expect if you have a system that is at least similarly spec'd to the one I'm using. Again, thank you all very much for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. As always, remember to like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see all future videos from me.
Saved my ass plenty of times.
Oh, this is so weird. It's like I'm feeling everything it feels.
That means it's working. So I'm guessing you can see that thing in front of you now, too. That ugly son of a bitch is what we call a Chimera. The Ark's not so public enemy number one.
Chimera? The Ark's enemy?
The device we gave you is a Legatus, experimental counter-chimeric weaponry. It's what connects us to the Legions. That connection is why you can see the Chimeras now. On top of that, it's got memo-taking apps, navigational aids, you name it. I've got Solitaire on mine. It's really good.
Is this really the time to be geeking out, Jin? Listen, the Legion's wired to attack Chimeras all on its own. Think of yourselves as lion kings, huh? Just keep your hands on the whip and you'll be fine.
Look out, though. Legions aren't always the safest tool in the box. Keep them out too long and they overheat, which makes them cranky. You do not want to see a cranky Legion.
Trust me, your old man knows that from experience.
Well, lucky for our dear captain, the Legatus' limiter keeps them from going from cranky to murderous.
All right, you two. Focus.
This one seems stronger than the others. Don't know how much longer we can keep our footing here. Let's finish this up quick.
Was that?